Actually discussed, but anyhow, again, I will discuss one topic in this alkyl halides. We already know Grignard reagent, RMGX. This is called what? Grignard reagent. You know everything this about the how to preparation of this Grignard reagent. Everything already we discussed, right? Now this Grignard reagent R is nothing but called carbene ion. For example, CS3MgX we can write here, or we can write here what? C2H5. That means CS3CH2 like this. C2H5 means CS3 CH2 Mg. X place you can take any bromine or chlorine, or iodine also you can take. Okay, now what is have, even you can take benzene also, vinyl group also you can take it, NGX. Even you can take aryl also you can take. Now why I have taken this Grignard reagent? Because now this Grignard reagent is useful for the preparation of many number of products, but if you treat this one with what? With water, any polar solvent like water, okay, or if you treat with what? Ammonia, or if you treat with what? Alcohol, ROH, okay, whichever is having a proton, or if you treat this one with what? CH triple bond CH here, whichever is having releasing of proton here, whichever having acidic character, they can H2O contains proton, yes. Ammonia also contains a proton H plus. Alcohol also contains a proton H plus. Acetylene also contains a proton H plus. Now all are giving H plus. Water, ammonia, alcohol, isn't it? Even what? Acetylene. Even you take carboxylic acid also will give a proton like this. All are giving a proton. Now R is getting negative character. I told you it is a carbene ion. Carbene ion means what actually here? Negative character. Now carbene ion react with H plus to convert into alkene. Now tell me, so R will convert into what here? After taking H plus, R will convert into RH. It will get a proton there here. It will get a proton. Now CH3 will get what here? Tell me now product name of this CH3 when you treat with water or ammonia or anything. Tell me the product name here. Do fast. It is important conversions. For conversions, it is important for you. When you treat methyl magnesium halide, Grignard reagent with water or ammonia or alcohol, acetylene or carboxylic acid, what is the product here? Tell me. You see, into RH. Now tell me here, CH3 will convert into, tell me now. Do fast.
Methane.
Methane, very good. This one will convert into anybody? Other one?
Ethane.
Ethane. CH3 and C. Everyone must respond. दो ऐसा बैठना नहीं है आपको. ये आपको क्या देगा? Vinyl magnesium. क्यों? Will give?
Benzene.
Isn't it? So this is about the Grignard reagent I want to say here. So definitely R will get hydrogen. So useful in the conversions. So this is about actually what the topic we left in the previous chapter. Now complete the exercise whichever given in the textbook. Complete everything. Read one more time textbook. Again watch videos. And if you have any doubts, you can ask me freely. No problem. Now let me see next chapter. Alcohols, phenols, ethers. All these three things will come in one chapter only. In that we discuss today alcohols here. Okay. Now let me see the alcohols today. Now how we get alcohol? Just like alkyl halides, we are getting from alkanes. Here also, now what we have to do here? Hydrogen replacing with what here? Alcohol, isn't it? Hydrogen replacing with what here? Alcohol. Hydrogen replacing with OH here. Now this is called what? Alcohol. So alkane, in alkane, one of the hydrogen is replacing with OH. Now we are going to get the alcohol. The OH is called what? Hydroxyl group. The meaning of OH, generally how to name this OH here? Don't call OH OH. What to call as what? Hydroxyl group. Hydroxyl means what actually? OH group, isn't it? Hydroxyl means OH group, right? Next thing. For example, I have taken CH3OH here. This is called what? Methyl alcohol, isn't it? Methyl alcohol, or IUPAC name called methanol, isn't it? Because one carbon is there, put here what? Meth, and single bond is there, so ane. And for the nomenclature, IUPAC nomenclature for alcohol is what? Last two letters, ol, methanol it is. Now this is called what? Ethyl group. No, common name I'm saying here. Ethyl group. C2H5 is called ethyl. CS3 is called methyl. Therefore, it is called ethyl alcohol. And the name here, two carbons are there. Eth, ane, ol, ethanol. These are the primary nomenclatures. Everyone must know this one, because examination, if they ask what happened, they ask in the nomenclatures only, right? Next, we'll see some more things also. Now, what functional group present in the alcohol? Tell me which functional group is there in alcohol?
OH.
OH group is there, isn't it? Right. Next thing, if you observe what happened. Classification. Classification, I will do very easy. I will go, because we have already discussed in the halogen compound. Same thing we get here also. Monohydric alcohols, dihydric alcohols, trihydric alcohols, polyhydric alcohols. Monohydric alcohol means which is having only one OH. The number of OH groups in the molecule is how many? Only one only. In dihydric, the number of OH groups in the given molecule will be 2 OH. Here it will be 3 OH. Here it will be NOH. This is the meaning of what? Isn't it? Mono, di, tri, polyhydric alcohols. Next. For example, this is what actually, how many hydroxyl groups are there? Only one. This is monohydric alcohol. Methyl alcohol it is, right? Contains only one OH group actually. Next. Now this is called dihydric alcohol. This is called what? Dihydric alcohol. The common name is called what? Glycol it is, isn't it? The common name is called what? Glycol. Or you can call even what? Ethylene. Even if you call glycol also, same thing only. Glycol generally we call. If you have two OH groups with two carbons, not only what happened, 2 carbons or 3 carbons, it is called what? Glycols only. Having 2 OH groups, you have to call glycol, right? If you have any molecule is having 2 OH groups, simply call that one as a glycol. Ethylene glycol means you are having 2 carbons. And one more thing, the 2 OH groups must be on adjacent to carbon. Now you may get a doubt here. So already we have like this. This is called what? Tell me. Vicinal or geminal? Tell me now.
Vicinal.
Vicinal. Right? This one is geminal.
Geminal.
Geminal, right? Now this one will be what? Vicinal or not? This part.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Now listen here. No need to call vicinal here. No vicinal, no geminal, because geminal is not possible here. You cannot write 2 OH groups on carbon here. It's impossible. Nobody can't write 2 OH groups like this. If you do, what happened? Water will be eliminated here. This OH will be eliminated here. So writing the 2 OH groups on the carbon is what? Not possible. So that is the reason we don't have the geminal. If you don't have the geminal, leave it the vicinal also. So there is no nomenclature called vicinal, geminal type of here alcohol. So it is a glycol. So many number of times this will you may get when you're writing something. What happened? This glycol will call nothing but dihydric alcohol, right? What is the IUPAC nomenclature? So very simple thing. Eth, the 2 carbons are there, write eth here. Okay, 2 carbons are there, write eth actually, isn't it? Now single bonds are there, therefore ane, ethane. Now on first carbon and second carbon you are having ol. How many times you are having? 2 times, therefore diol. So ethane 1,2 diol, isn't it? Ethane 1,2 diol. Now no need to remove this E actually. Why? Because see, D is coming here. So if you have what E after, again if you get what vowel sound like I, then you have to remove E actually. Here no need to remove E because you are not having, D is not at all called vowel sound. So if it is vowel sound, you have to remove what actually? E actually. So no need to remove what actually E here. Here this is called ethane 1,2 diol. Next we'll take trialcohol. This is called what? Glycerol, isn't it? This is called what? Glycerol or glycerin also we can call. Glycerol generally we call this, which means which is having how many OH groups here? 3 OH groups here, isn't it? Which is having actually what? 3 OH group. Trihydric alcohols containing 3 OH groups. Example I have taken glycerol or glycerin. And IUPAC nomenclature, how many carbons are there? 3 carbons, propane, 1 comma 2 comma 3 triol, like this. Very simple thing. Okay. Right. Next we'll see the hydric alcohols will have many number. Many number. If you observe glucose will have how many OH groups? 5 pentahydric alcohol. Actually, it is not. If you observe, this is not glucose, but anyhow taken, this is not glucose. It's sorbitol actually. Glucose nomenclature, I will write structure. CHO. Okay. COH hydrogen. C hydrogen OH. Next what? COH hydrogen. Next again COH hydrogen. Next finally what happened? CH2H. Pentahydric alcohol. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Glucose is a pentahydric alcohol. Similarly, sorbitol is what also? Hexahydric alcohol. All these comes under polyhydric. Generally, we will get in biomolecules. Especially in the biomolecules, polyhydric alcohols we are going to get. Right? So this is about the classification is completed according to number of OH groups here. Okay. Now let me see again classification of monohydric alcohols. Okay. Classification in the monohydric alcohols. If you observe what happened. Now alcohols containing, that means OH group, hydric. This OH group bonded to sp3 carbon, OH bonded to sp2 carbon. These are the two classifications generally we have. Just like what you are having in halogen compounds, same thing we are going to get. Alkyl, aryl. This one will be alkyl alcohol. This one will be the aryl, isn't it? Aryl or something what? Vinyl also will get it. Everything we discuss now here. With sp3, whenever OH bonded to sp3 carbon, whenever OH bonded to sp3 carbon like this. How many they are again? Primary, secondary, tertiary alcohols we are going to. Just like halogens, primary alkyl halide, secondary alkyl halide, tertiary alkyl halide. We are also writing primary alcohol, secondary alcohol and tertiary alcohol. Now what is primary alcohol? Very simple. OH bonded carbon bonded to one carbon or no carbons. Even if you write CH3OH also will comes under primary alcohol only, isn't it? Now this is called ethanol. Already you know this one. It's called primary alcohol. Next one, we'll see the secondary alcohol. In secondary alcohol, what happened? The OH bonded carbon, this one. The OH bonded carbon bonded to how many carbons here? 2 carbons. Therefore, it is called secondary alcohol. Now, second, this one also can be also called iso also. How? Let me see something like this. Again, I can write like this also. No, this structure I can write like this also. Also, what? Secondary alcohol only. Why? Because this OH bonded carbon bonded to 2 carbons. Now, second carbon is having methyl group and remaining is straight chain. Remember, the remaining must be straight chain. Then it is called what? Iso nomenclature. So this is the name of this one is called isopropyl alcohol. Many number of times this nomenclature will come to you. Isopropyl alcohol. So don't get confused how to make isopropyl alcohol. Iso means what you have to take? Take 2 carbons. On second carbon, put a methyl group here. Now, total carbons must be in propyl. How many carbons you should have? 3 carbons only. Now, put here 3 hydrogens, put here 1 hydrogen and OH group. Isopropyl alcohol. So, all of you remember isopropyl alcohol structure, which is very, very important for you. And what is the IUPAC nomenclature for this one? Anybody? What is the IUPAC nomenclature for this one? What is the IUPAC nomenclature for this one? How many carbons are there here? 3 carbons. Yen.
Propane to all.
2. Now we have to remove the E here. Why? Because this is oval sound. No. Now they remove the E here. Propan 2-ol it will be. So secondary alcohol it is. Propan 2-ol. This one. Or propanol. 2-propanol also we can call this one. Now let me take the tertiary alcohol here. Tertiary alcohol, the OH bonded carbon bonded to how many carbons here? 2 carbons. Therefore, it is called what? Tertiary alcohol. Okay. Now, this is also called tertiary butyl alcohol. Many number of times you will get this question, this one, tertiary butyl alcohol. Tertiary butyl alcohol. Many number of times you get. Tertiary butyl alcohol means this one is called tertiary butyl alcohol. Okay, in which tertiary carbon bonded to OH group. IUPAC nomenclature आपको ऐसा देना है 1, 2, 3. तो क्या हो जाएगा? 2 methyl, Propan 2-ol. 2-methyl propan 2-ol it is, isn't it? 2-methyl propan 2-ol. This will be the IUPAC nomenclature. ये प्रैक्टिस करना है, जो मैं अभी दे रहा हूं ना वो आपको प्रैक्टिस, ये why I am explaining again and again. When you are doing the problems, when you are writing the chemical reactions, these nomenclatures are very very important. अगर आपको बुलाना है, किसी को बुलाना है, कैसे बुलाना है आपको, क्वेश्चन पूछना है, कैसे पूछना है आपको, नाम से पूछता हूं ना, ऐसे ही आपको जब आप लिखते हैं ना एग्जाम में तो उसका नाम कंपलसरी देना है आपको, इसी वजह से मैं बार बार इसको एक्सप्लेन कर रहा हूं. Next, what happened? Allylic alcohol. Now, what is allylic alcohol? The OH bonded carbon is sp3, but that is bonded to sp2 carbon. I'm saying, I'm writing here. You see, OH bonded carbon is sp3 only, but that is bonded to double bond carbon. That is bonded to sp2 carbon. OH bonded carbon is sp3, but that is bonded to sp2 carbon. This is called allylic alcohol. Allyl alcohol, you want to call this. Understood here? For example, CH2 double bond CH2OH. This is called what? Allyl alcohol. This is called what? Allyl alcohol. Allyl alcohol. Now, why you are calling allyl alcohol? OH bonded carbon is sp3. Now, sp3 bonded to sp2 carbon. Okay. This is called what? Allylic alcohol. What is IUPAC nomenclature? Numbering कहाँ से देना है? Double bond से और OH से देना है आपको numbering.
OH से.
Double bond is what? Less priority than OH, because double bond is what? Primary suffix, where OH is what actually? Functional group, secondary suffix. Remember, secondary suffix is more priority than the primary suffix actually. Understood? Primary suffix means yen, in, ein. Secondary suffix means alcohol, carboxylic acid, isn't it? Carbonyl compounds, amines, they comes under this one. So first priority आपको कहाँ देना है? OH से. Don't give oxygen. Numbering start from what? OH bonded carbon 2, 3. Now it will be called actually prop 1 propene 1-ol. एक मिनट से लाता हूं. प्रोप डबल बॉन्ड कहां है अभी? सेकेंड कार्बन पे डबल बॉन्ड. 1 is having ol. प्रोप 2 in 1-ol. ये आप ऐसे भी लिख सकते हैं, प्रोपिनोल ऑल्सो वी कैन राइट प्रोप इन ओल, प्रोप इन 1-ol also you can write here. Both are correct here. Why? Because if we give 1 here, the double bond must be on second carbon only. There is no other choice here. So propene 1-ol or 1 propinol also we can write here. 1 propinol also we can. All are what? Correct one. Why? Because यह डबल बॉन्ड का पोजीशन का नंबर देने यहां पर देने की जरूरत, इस स्ट्रक्चर में देने की जरूरत नहीं है. क्यों? व्हाट इज द रीजन? डबल, अगर फर्स्ट कार्बन में आप OH लिखिए तो डबल बॉन्ड कंपल्सरी सेकंड कार्बन में आएगा, तो इसका देने की जरूरत नहीं है इसमें. तो इसको ये करेक्ट है और ये भी करेक्ट है. All these three are correct nomenclatures only. These are what? Allyl alcohol, isn't it? In allyl also we can write 3 types: primary, secondary, tertiary. Also we can write actually. In allyl also we can write primary. Again, how they write? Let me see now. Let's see this one. Primary, how it will get here. This is primary. Now this will be secondary. Secondary, you see the OH bonded carbon to how many bonded is carbon? OH bonded carbon, 2 carbons. Therefore, it will be secondary. Tertiary, how you write here? Again, the OH bonded carbon bonded to how many? 1, 2, and what actually 3. Now these 3 bonds are nothing but carbon bonds. Understood here? These 3 bonds are carbon bonds. Therefore, it is called tertiary alcohol. IUPAC nomenclature कैसे देते हैं आप? ये देखो यहाँ पर IUPAC nomenclature देने की. See, this will be what actually नंबरिंग कहां से देना है आपको? यहां से देना है, यहां से दें. अगर यहां से दिए तो आपको ये सेकंड नंबर आ रहा है, यहां से दिए तो आपको थर्ड नंबर आ रहा है. तो देना है कहां से आपको? यहां से देना है 1, 2, 3, 4. Therefore 2 methyl, this part 2 methyl. Next what? 4 carbons are there, bute. Third carbon is having ene, second carbon is having OH. Therefore it is 2-ol. Understood? Otherwise if आप ये understood नहीं होया तो आप ऐसे लिखो CH3 OH, ऐसा भी लिख सकते हैं आप. दोनों सेम है, दोनों में फर्क नहीं है. लिखने में डिफरेंस आ रहे हैं इस पे। नंबरिंग यहां से देना है आपको, यहां से दिए तो क्या हो रहा था आपको, सेकेंड यहाँ पर 3 आ रहे हैं, ये गलत है। अगर यहां से दिए तो आपको कितना नंबर आ रहा है, यहाँ पर सेकंड आ रहे हैं, तो आपको अल्कोहल मस्ट बी गेट हायर प्रायोरिटी, यू शुड गेट लीस्ट नंबर। सो दैट इज द रीजन व्हाट आई एम डूइंग, नंबरिंग आई एम गिविंग फ्रॉम दिस डायरेक्शन। तो बाद में आपको क्या आएगा, 2 मिथाइल, this one is 2 methyl, right? 4 carbons are there, but third carbon is having ene and second carbon is having ol like this. ये मैं पीडीएफ आप भेजूंगा, वो आपको प्रैक्टिस करना है कंपलसरी। ये क्लास सुनकर छोड़ना नहीं है, इसको पीडीएफ आपको प्रैक्टिस करना है। Now let me see benzyl alcohol. See this benzyl alcohol is also converted into what, again primary, secondary, tertiary. Let me see the primary now here. Benzyl means what actually, again here also OH bonded carbon is sp3 carbon and that is bonded to benzene. Then they are called benzyl alcohol. Very simple or not? OH bonded carbon is sp3 hybridization, but that is bonded to which one? Benzene. Then they are called benzyl alcohols. Simple है ना? और इसमें भी ये प्राइमरी बोल रहे हैं इसको। What we say here? प्राइमरी benzyl alcohol। नॉमेनक्लेचर आपको याद रखना है इसका। Many number of times you will get this one, benzyl alcohol, isn't it? Next, what happened? Phenyl methanol is IUPAC nomenclature because this is a phenyl group. One carbon is there, meth and OH group, so you are called methanol. It is simply what we see, CH3OH. This is called what actually? Methanol, methanol, right? Now, one of the hydrogen, what we are doing here? One of the hydrogen we are replacing with what? Phenyl group like this. Therefore, it is called what? Phenyl methanol. Like that you have taken here, right? So this is primary benzyl alcohol. Now let me see here what? Secondary here, same thing you have tried, but the OH bonded carbon bonded to how many carbon bonds here? 2 carbon bonds. Therefore it is called secondary benzylic alcohol. Now how to give the nomenclature? Same thing again. Numbering start from where here? From where you are starting here? 1, 2. Therefore 1 is having phenyl group. Total number of carbons are 2. 1 phenyl ethanol it is. Next, we'll take tertiary benzylic alcohol. Now this is called tertiary benzylic alcohol. Now this is the carbon which is bonded to OH group here. Now that is bonding with what, 3 carbons here, 1, 2, 3 here. So this is called what, tertiary here. Now this IUPAC nomenclature कैसे देना है इसको? Numbering आप यहाँ से दे सकते हैं और यहाँ भी दे सकते हैं. Now it is called 2-phenyl propan 2-ol it is. 2-phenyl propan 2-ol it is, isn't it? In this way we can give the IUPAC nomenclatures here. Tertiary benzylic alcohols here. Next. sp2 carbon. If OH bonded to sp2 carbon, in that case they are called vinyl and aryl alcohols. Let me see what is vinyl. Now this is called vinyl alcohol. This is OH bonded carbon is sp2 hybridization. So definitely it is called what? Vinyl. Vinyl alcohol. Many number of times you will get that one. Vinyl alcohol. This is common names actually. IUPAC name nomenclature will be ethanol. Ol. En I am taking here because double bond is there. En we have to call ethanol, isn't it? In this way you have to give the nomenclature. Vinyl alcohol. Ethanol is the IUPAC nomenclature. Now this is called, now OH bonded having benzene here. Now observe here what happened. 2 things आपको यहाँ पर observe करना है. Now this is vinyl alcohol. This is what? Sorry, phenol actually. This is what? Phenol. Aryl alcohol it is. Okay. This one is what actually? Benzyl alcohol. Benzyl alcohol. So दोनों का फर्क आप जान रहे हैं ना? What is benzyl alcohol? OH bonded carbon is sp3 that is bonded to benzene. Many number of times I told you this one. OH bonded carbon is sp3 that is bonded to benzene is called benzyl alcohol. When OH directly bonded to benzene, when OH is directly bonded to benzene, that is called what actually? Phenol it is. Okay. So we have completed here vinyl alcohols and phenols. Phenols are very, very important. We'll discuss separately, that is after the finishing of alcohols. तो आपको क्या करना है, इसको डिफरेंस आपको आइडेंटिफाई करना है. फिनोल क्या है, बेंजेल अल्कोहल क्या है, बीच में क्या आएगा यहाँ पर CH2 आएगा. ये sp3 कार्बन, ये sp2 कार्बन है. This is about the classification. Now, let me see now here. After this, what happened? Let me see some IUPAC nomenclatures. Let me see what happened.